Welcome to the All Inclusive Podcast. I am your host, Shy, and today we have an amazing guest, an amazing topic. Uh, my temperature check is I'm hot. I'm super hot. I don't know if it's the Jose or if it's just me being hot, but I'm hot. Yeah, I'm just hot. So I want to welcome my guest. My guest is family. I mean, our parents knew each other. Our mothers knew each other before there was even a us. Uh, we represent the community, and it's Pride Month. So we're gonna have a Pride episode. We're gonna celebrate, being a part of the alphabet community. It's a lot of alphabets, so I just say the alphabet community. So, yeah, my guest, Maya.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? Welcome to the All Inclusive Podcast.
Yeah, I'm happy as hell to be here.
Yeah, we've been trying to link up for a while to get this done.
Yeah, I think pretty much since you started the podcast.
Yes.
Timing was just never right, but I'm here.
You're here.
We here.
Yes,
I'm proud of
absolutely.
you.
Thank you.
For real.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was all a dream. So we're gonna talk about, pride, but we're gonna start off with your temperature check. How's your temperature? Hot, cold, lukewarm?
I'm hot.
You hot?
Friday.
Oh yeah.
Had a damn good day at work today.
Okay.
No complaints.
Listen.
And I got a good weekend to look forward to.
Yes. You and the wife gonna do something special?
Yeah, I'll probably take her brother fishing. Like, do some fishing this weekend.
Okay.
Some little cooking on the grill. Just chill out.
Okay. So with pride, a lot of people ask, what does pride mean to us? What is pride? So we're gonna start off with that question. What does pride mean to you?
Pride Month is important to me, but pride just is like every day for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like being proud of who I am, because I feel like my story is probably similar to a lot of other people's, just with the whole coming out thing.
Mm-hmm.
I lived a shadowed life for a really long time,
Mm-hmm.
so now I'm just being my true self, being
Yes.
the purest version of myself. So to me, pride is exactly that, just being proud of who I am.
Okay.
Proud of my accomplishments and being my true self, and
Yeah.
being able to share that with other people who feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a sense of freedom
Yeah.
that I have. And I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, I grew up in the church and we have similar stories. Like you grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Yep.
So spirituality was really, really big.
Yep.
And some people going not understand, but if you understand, you understand. I wasn't my full true self until I came out.
Yep.
I didn't start walking into certain things, feeling confident about myself, having high esteem about myself until I came out. It was almost like you said, you were in a shadow, and every person that you tried to be or you tried to follow, it was like, that's just not me.
Yeah.
And so the next question is, because you hit on it, your coming out story. Tell me about it.
Oh man, it's so crazy. I actually recorded a video years ago. Put it on YouTube. It's still up there to this day.
Okay.
I can't remember what channel, because
Okay.
it's been so long. But my coming out story is insane, a little bit insane. But it's probably, I think a lot of people will relate to it when they hear it. I remember I was at home. And I was chilling. I was on the couch. I was playing the Xbox 360 was a thing back then. And I had a flip phone. I had a Razor. I left my phone sitting open on the couch across from where I was sitting at. My mother came downstairs. Came downstairs, and she picked up my phone, and she saw the wallpaper of a girl, cleavage, face beat, and like I would look at the picture, and I'm gawking at it every time I open my phone. But my mother, she saw it, and she's like, "Who's this girl in your phone?"
Yeah, it sounded like her.
And I was just stuck. I froze. I was like, I how do I answer this question? Because
Mm-hmm.
it was a girl that I was talking to at the time.
Mm.
And I lied. I just came up with the first thing that popped into my mind. I was like, it's just random pictures in my phone. It rotate, it changed like every 10 minutes. So she
Ah,
stood there for a second, and she realized I was lying. Of course, I'm her kid,
right.
and it was just chaos after that. I remember Monica was standing in the kitchen. Monica's my sister.
Mm-hmm.
She's standing in the
And
kitchen.
she's also a part of the
She is
community.
proud.
Yes.
She got to come to an episode.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
She was in the kitchen, and I don't know what she was doing, but the conversation carried from the living room to the dining room between me and my mother. And she was just sitting me down, and she was like, "Are you sure that this is how you want to live your life?" And Jehovah says this, and Jehovah says that, and the family. And I'm just like, I realized I was this person. I realized that I was who I am today
Mm-hmm.
since I was a child. I want to
Mm-hmm.
say as early as like kindergarten or first grade.
Yeah.
I had my first crush back
Very
then.
similar to me.
Yeah, and so having that conversation with her was just difficult because I knew exactly what to expect from her because she was coming more so from a religious point of view than anything else,
Yeah.
and she just kept going on and on about the religion and going on and on about her personal views, and it turned into an argument. I ended up leaving the house.
Mm.
I left. I was gone for a couple of weeks. I was staying at a cousin of mine's house, and at that point, I was still denying it.
Mm-hmm.
I was still denying it because I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna go back and tell my mother. And
Mm-hmm.
after a few months of that,
Mm-hmm.
and that few months consisted of me leaving my mother's home and then going back, not feeling welcome, not feeling happy, or even feeling like I could be myself
Mm-hmm.
under her roof. I just went with it. I was like this
Mm-hmm.
is who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and I fessed up to it. I was like, I am gay.
Mm-hmm.
And it just is what it is. Like, you'll either accept me or you won't. She
Right.
wasn't accepting of it initially, but I think over time, she just kind of came to terms with it and she let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that initial conversation, it was awkward. It was hard. It
Yeah.
was weird.
Yeah.
She wasn't open to it,
Mm-hmm.
and admittedly, even up until the day that she passed away, she never fully accepted it, but
Yeah.
she accepted me,
Yeah.
and that meant a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you talk about like now your mom is now, transitioned, you know, and it's people in the community that die because and kill themselves because they never have the support system to feel comfortable to just be.
Yeah.
Just to be. We're all humans. We're all humans and we just want to be in this world. And so it's very special today to have the pride episode and we could laugh and we could joke. Um, but somebody now is thinking about committing suicide because they don't want to come out. They want to go to a pride festivity, but they're afraid that if they say something to a parent or a guardian, they're going to get put out of the house. The numbers are overwhelmingly high of LGBTQIA, all the letters. I got it today. I got it on the first time. Um, to that they would the homelessness is just the numbers are just high,
Yeah.
especially in Baltimore City,
Yeah.
uh, a city where you would think would be accepting, but it's bigger than a city. It's definitely family, it's religion, it's upbringing, and I'm glad that my aunt Wendy started to accept all of you guys who are in the community because she has 3 children that are in the
Yeah.
community,
Yeah.
and so I'm glad that she did before she transitioned to the afterlife. Um, my story is like I was afraid to tell my mom, and I don't know why I was afraid. And that was crazy because my mother is more like she was on the podcast, but my mother is more open and more that's your aunt Netta. Um she's more open and just willing to accept things, but for some reason it was a fear. And I don't even know why. I was in college before I actually came out, but I actually knew when I was like in pre-K kindergarten, like I talked about it the first show. Like those Borettes is cute. Like it's not like those Borettes is cute. Like I want to wear them. It's like yeah, you got them Borettes on. I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, my Barbies were gay, and she was like, what?
Yep.
How did? I was like, I didn't. That's how I know that you can say what you want. Some people choose the lifestyle, but some people literally, it's no choice. That just is who they are.
Yeah. I think what happens, because I've had that debate with people a lot over the years about whether it's a choice or you, if you're born that way,
Mhm.
are you born that way or do you choose to be that way? And
Mhm.
I always say I think it's a combination of both,
Mhm.
because for me personally, you just said it out your own mouth, like you realized it when you were in
Mhm.
primary school,
Right.
kindergarten, first grade. It was the same thing with me. So it's like, are we born that way? Yeah, because in kindergarten and first grade, I didn't know what
No,
gay and
but
straight was. I
right,
had no
right,
idea what
right,
it
right,
even meant. I just knew that I thought that girls were pretty,
right.
you know. And then as I got older, I'm like, "Oh, she's fine as hell."
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then it became a physical attraction. So it becomes a choice when you have to decide: am I going to live my life for me, or am I going to live my life in accordance with what somebody else thinks,
yeah,
how they think I should live my life?
yeah,
You
yeah.
got to you have to make that choice. You got to choose to live your own life. And for everybody that's ever going to see this episode, if you are struggling with coming out the closet, you come from a religious family, you got to your family, whether they religious or they just don't agree with it,
Mhm.
whatever it is, you will never ever feel like your full and true self
Yeah,
until you start living in accordance to how you feel on the inside.
yeah.
Got to do it. You have to, because if not, I think that that's one of the main reasons, and it's just my opinion, but I think that's one of the main reasons why the suicide rate is so high
Mhm.
in our community, because you feel like you got to suppress who you truly are, and not just a suppression, but also a lot of the hatred and
Yeah, the
backlash
hate.
that we get from people that aren't in the community.
Yeah, and within the community, because we can hit on that. I mean, it's a lot of stereotypes. You know, people look at me and they be like, "Oh, you're a stud," and I be like, "I'm probably more feminine than
Right.
anybody that I've ever dealt with."
Yeah.
Um,
Like I'm mask as hell, but I'm very
r-
much in tune with my soft side.
listen,
Like I know what's
yeah,
going on.
listen, okay.
Yeah.
Um, and like it takes forever for me to get dressed.
1 hour, 2 hours, like two.
Too.
You like me, like 2 hours, yeah.
My clothes are like, I be like, no, this doesn't fit right. Like, be
I don't
like,
like how this look on my
just
boobs.
put your motherfucking clothes on. We're already late.
Yeah,
We're late.
yeah,
And you picked out your clothes 2 weeks ago.
right.
And we're already late because you don't like how it look. You could have tried it on 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
That I want to carry, as you know.
yeah, me too.
Yeah. Uh and our community, and it's crazy because in our community it's this stereotype of, oh, this person is a stud, cuz I consider myself a no label. I just am who I am. I'm Shakira. That's it.
Facts.
I'm Shakira.
Yeah,
You want to label me? My name is Shakira. So, um I want to carry, and I don't mind if my wife, future wife, uh, wouldn't want to carry, because I want to carry.
yeah,
I'm okay with that. I want my own legacy. I want my own lineage. I want to have the journey. I want to look at my child's face and be like, oh yeah, that's my eyes, that's my lips. You know what I'm saying?
that's my
Like,
baby.
that's my baby.
Yeah,
And and in our community we have so much static, but then it's crazy because the straights, uh they actually don't understand it, but then they look at our community and be like, well, they judge you for being feminine while you're masculine presenting.
yeah,
So it's okay for me to judge you when it's really not. It's not right for anybody to judge.
right.
Just be.
Yeah.
Just be. um So, how do you feel about in your day to day being masculine of centered?
Um, like just in terms of like interactions with people,
Mm-hmm.
I I haven't had a lot of like negative interactions with people because I think a lot of people are always kind of puzzled when
Mm-hmm.
they actually engage me in conversation and they start asking questions about, what it's like being a lesbian, especially
Mm-hmm.
especially men.
Mm.
Men, they always come with like good questions. I love answering those
Yeah.
questions. I had a guy ask me a question about like a very personal question, like what is sex like between two women,
Mm.
and I had to kind of feel him out because I'm like, are you asking because you want to be weird, like are
Right.
you asking because you're genuinely curious
Right.
about
Right.
it?
Right.
I answer his questions. I answered them honestly, just to give him a little insight. But just like my day to day interactions, I don't get a lot of backlash, not anymore.
Good. Good.
I
Good.
think I've heard this from a lot of people. About how I carry myself.
Yes.
A lot of people tend to be a little intimidated, and I think it's strange because when you actually start talking to me, I'm like, I'm so chill, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Used to be,
Yeah.
but I'm not that person. So I like just like that initial approach with conversation, and people tend to shy away.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen it and I have experienced it, like a lot of like just ignorant statements and
Mm-hmm.
comments, like just navigating through the city and like
Mm-hmm.
even at work or even like in personal settings, like with family,
Mm-hmm.
where they make like just ignorant comments and
Who's the woman and
yeah, like
who's the
who's the woman and who's
man?
the man and
Yeah.
who's the top and
Mm.
do you get, are you a bottom, do you
Yeah.
let your wife do, and I'm like
Absolutely.
like
Yeah.
like and then you get into the whole conversation of the touch me nots and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but just like my general interaction, like just to answer your question, is
Mm.
is a lot of times it's smooth sailing.
Right.
I
Right.
don't
Right.
deal with a lot of nonsense, and I think a lot of that does have to do with how I carry myself because
Mm-hmm.
I carry myself in like a no nonsense type of way.
Right.
So people are
That's
always
that
kind of,
stage.
yeah, people are always kind of like delicate when they start
Mm-hmm.
asking questions,
Mm-hmm.
and I like that.
Yeah.
It's like just handle me with care,
Yeah.
you know.
So we gonna go in a little bit deeper about you're married.
Yeah,
Uh
6 years in,
6 years
it'll be
in.
6 years in
I
September.
was there at the official like wedding.
Yeah, looking good too.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. You
Yeah.
know that thing was tailored, okay?
Hmm.
Um and I'm so happy for you guys.
I appreciate it.
I'm happy that you found love, and that you found each other.
Yeah.
Uh so talk about it. Like how did you meet your wife? Like how did you know that she was the one? Look at you. You
It's
got dimples. Your dimples is coming out and everything.
oh man, because it's a crazy story. It's not really crazy.
Uh,
We did what most lesbians do. We are definitely U-Haul lesbians.
oh,
My
okay.
wife. We met on a dating app
I never
actually.
you hold.
Oh, we U-Hauled the hell out of our relationship.
Yeah, I never you hold.
I was just happy it worked out. A lot of times it don't work out, but we met on a dating app. The dating app her. Um,
Oh, okay.
I was bored, got on the app. I played around with it for a couple of weeks. I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling it. And right when I was about to deactivate my account, I was like, let me go into the filters. Let me adjust my
Mm-hmm.
filters and expand the search because I kept running into a lot of like 19, 20 year olds.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, no, I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
I adjusted my search
Mm-hmm.
and then I saw Asia's picture. I was like, oh, she's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Sent her a message. She was online. She
Mm-hmm.
messaged back. I told her I was straightforward. I was like, I don't want to be weird. It was late at night. I was like, can I call you? Like, give me your phone number. I'm gonna call you.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if you think I'm weird, block my number.
Mm-hmm.
If not, if we vibe, then we just talk on the phone.
Right, right, right.
First time we got on the phone, we stayed on the phone for a couple of hours. The
Wow.
next day, we were on the phone. Oh, we didn't hang up. We were on the phone. Slept on the phone. She got up. She got ready for work. Stayed on the phone. We
Mm.
hung up when she got to work because we
Mm.
both had to work.
Okay.
And then after work, we were on the phone, and it's like hours long conversation. Me
Mm.
and my wife, we got married a month and about 2 weeks after we met. Yep. So that ceremony that y'all came
Right.
into, that was like years after because we eloped. We went, we drove down to
Wow.
Fairfax. I had to work that day too. We drove down to Fairfax, got married,
Oh,
and
this
then
was
drove back.
real.
But I'm gonna tell you, here's a kicker, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about marriage
Mm-hmm.
maybe 2 weeks into us dealing with each other. I asked her to be my girlfriend on week 3.
Wow.
By week 4, she came to get me from work one day, and she had went online and she printed out some type of document. I think it was like some type of receipt or form that you had to have in Fairfax to
Mm-hmm.
get before you went to the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulled up, she picked me up for work, and she was like, "Well, look what I did something today." And she showed me the paper, and I was like,
Wow.
"It's like I don't know about this."
Right.
I was like, "She's crazy," but
Yeah.
I like her a lot. Like, and at
Mm-hmm.
that point, I had already told her I loved her. Like, I was falling in love with her. I wasn't. I was at that point where I knew after all of those conversations, I knew that she was supposed to be a wife.
Mm.
And I knew that I was capable of being a wife to
To
her.
her. Wow.
Because I went so many years just saying, like, over and over again, I was like, I'm never getting married. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But after, like, the conversations that her and I had, I was like, she's the one. Like, she's
Mm-hmm.
the one. She's supposed to be somebody's wife, but I'm going to make sure that she's my wife.
Right.
So when she picked me up that day, I was like, man,
Yeah.
no, I chickened out.
Yeah.
And then, like, 2 weeks later, I was like, let's just do it. And we drove
Wow.
down there. We got in the car. We drove down there. We kind of like twirled and danced from the parking lot to the courthouse. We got in there
Mm-hmm.
and we did it.
Wow.
And then I had to go to work.
Because you can't stop the money.
No, I can't stop.
Now you got a wife.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
6 years.
6 years.
September this year makes 6 years.
Wow.
Yep.
And the wedding was 2 years ago.
Yep. The actual ceremony.
The
was
actual
2 years
ceremony was 2 years ago.
Because we were originally supposed to have our
And
ceremony
COVID. And then
during
COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had it booked. We were supposed to do it on a cruise. COVID hit. Cruise got canceled. And so we just was like, forget it for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
COVID died down and we just started planning again.
Yeah.
And I like the approach we took this time because it was a lot of people that couldn't make the cruise.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of important people that I wanted to be there that couldn't make the cruise.
I remember walking into the room with you and just knowing you were nervous.
Yes, hell.
Knowing you were nervous.
That was bad.
And it's crazy because you were already married, but
Uh-huh.
this was like the physical declaration that everybody seen. Because y'all were already married, y'all was living together and stuff like that. I remember you were really, really nervous. I just put my hand on your shoulder. I was like, "Cuz you look good. You look good. It's gonna be okay."
Nerve-wracking. That day was nerve-wracking as hell.
Yeah, you look good. You look good. And that's honestly, I'm a hopeful romantic. I'm not hopeless. I'm a hopeful romantic. I would like to get married at one point.
Yeah. Do it.
Have at least one kid because I want to carry. Uh, but we'll see. We'll see what's in the cards for me.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot of people think because you're with a woman that it's easier. And that's a misconception. Like, oh, this person chose this woman chose another woman because it's easier. Imagine syncing up.
What? That just happened to us.
Yeah,
It's insane.
syncing up.
This shit is it's not
So
easy.
syncing up for the viewers is y'all both are on your menstrual cycle at the same time.
It's nothing easy about that.
Nothing easy. I chose to be on a listen.
We didn't pick this chaos. The chaos
It's picked us. Absolutely.
And that is definitely one of the I say it, one of the downsides about being in a lesbian relationship.
I mean, for the other 3 weeks, y'all good.
It's inevitable, you know that. Like,
right.
It's like it's a hormonal thing. Your chemistry switch, and it's like you get in tune with that person. Even when you're not in a relationship, have you ever been in a house full of women? Yeah, I've synced up with my sisters before.
Oh my god,
and battling it out, like
listen,
cussing and screaming at each other. It's terrible.
Terrible. So I have someone that I'm dating, right? And wonderful woman. I can honestly say like she is a wife. And whew, I would have never thought I would have said that again. Because I had plans. This summer. I had plans to have a wingman. I had plans to be out doing my thing.
You gonna have a hot girl summer?
Listen, hot girl summer. Hoochie daddy shorts and tank tops. I mean, I had plans. Okay. Yeah, she's like, no plans.
No,
Right?
no.
And she like, yeah, you can have a hot girl summer. Yeah, we can go out and have a hot girl
Hot
summer
girl summer with her.
with her, right? And so, um, I literally am like, yo, we synced up. Like, I was like, not we synced up.
That's terrible.
Not we synced up. We synced up the first month. Thank God the second month we didn't sync up. I was like, thank you, Jesus.
For real, because
I'm sassy. I'm sassy alone. So, add another sassy person. I don't know what's going to be the outcome.
Oh my gosh, and we don't be thinking too clearly when it's
Listen,
almost get to raging like that.
Be like, why you breathing? Like air out my mouth so that I can live.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yo, it's so bad.
Oh man.
So bad.
Oh.
But yeah, definitely. So that's my status. I mean, I'm dating, and so I'm enjoying that. Enjoying being my love being reciprocated, my energy being reciprocated. Uh, Funny story, like we've met years and years and years ago, and now we didn't link back up in this way, and kind of happy. Not kinda. I'm not even gonna lie. I am happy. I downplay it a lot. Like I downplay my emotions a lot because I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm happy, but yeah, I'm happy. Good woman. We be cooling, having fun together.
It's like a fear you got, almost like almost like a sense of I sense like some hesitation. Like it's almost like you worry something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah, I cut that out.
Yeah.
Just
So
live in it.
Today, I actually had a conversation and I was like, I'm not gonna self-sabotage.
Yeah.
I had the conversation with her and I was like, I'm not gonna self-sabotage. Cause you're giving me what I want.
Yeah.
You're not only giving me what I want, you're giving me what I need in this place of time. I'm a true believer that everybody is loners. You know what I'm saying? Like you have people here for a specific reason, a specific season. Everybody that I interact with is a gift and I treat it as such.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to treat her in this situation as a gift. And so yeah, that's that. Oh my God, I said it on the podcast. I'm dating your
Not a free agent.
Not a free agent at all.
Bask in it though.
Yeah.
Bask in it. And I think I kind of did the same thing with my wife, with Asia, when me and her first started dating.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of checked that. I checked that like immediately because
Of course.
I was honestly I was a few months out of a 2-year relationship before me and her met.
Okay.
And I had to check myself because number one, I wanted to make sure I was like, are you rebounding? Like, what are you doing right now?
Yeah.
It's like, nah, this not a rebound type of girl.
Yeah.
But then I also because my relationship before her was so just off, like it just wasn't right.
We talked about that today with me.
Yeah. I found myself not allowing myself to enjoy the happiness that I was feeling with her because I was worried that something was going to happen. But it's like as soon as it happened, since I started feeling those feelings, like nope, turn it off. Enjoy it. Enjoy it because you deserve to be happy.
Pace yourself.
Yeah,
pace yourself.
and talk. Like had those awkward, those hard conversations.
I think I talk a little too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I say that. It's no such thing as that.
Like we'll have conversations, and she'll be like, "You got so many feelings." And I'll be like, huh? She like, yeah, you got so many feelings, but I'm gonna answer all your questions though. So I ask a lot of questions for clarification because I second guess.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that, I just gotta let flow and just trust.
Yeah.
My faith is my superpower. So I gotta trust my faith and I gotta trust my discernment.
Yeah.
And so far, my discernment in this situation has been good. So yeah. I'm just learning to trust. It's not her, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Experiences.
Yeah, my experiences. So yeah. Yep, yep, yep. I'm dating.
You see, you
I
out
was
here blushing right now.
listen,
Look
I'm
at you.
dating y'all. Uh and this is a side that the viewers don't really get to see of me.
Yeah.
Like the super duper smiley, like, yes, like this is what's happening.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they hear shy. I am very shy. I've been shy all my life. But yeah, I'm dating. So, one last question. If you could speak to young Maya, right?
Oh,
If you could speak to young Maya, what would you tell her?
don't listen to people.
Mm.
Don't listen to any narrative that anybody ever had for me in my life.
Mm.
I'm 32 now,
Okay.
and I find myself sitting back and wondering like, what would life be like if I had done this?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was so passionate about this at one time, and I sat back and I listened to family, and let people talk me out of doing stuff, and that would be the main thing that I would tell young me, young pre coming out of the closet me.
Okay.
The first thing I would say is, come out,
Come out.
come out, stop being
Yes.
afraid, come out, be yourself,
Yes.
tell the world, go on the roof, shout it, tell all your neighbors,
Yeah.
walk down the street, tell them,
Yeah.
wave the flag, tell them,
Tell him.
don't care, tell them.
Tell him. Yeah.
That's the first thing that I would tell young me. The second thing would be to not listen to people, because people have a tendency of like projecting their own fears,
Woo.
and that projection, that's just terrible, man. Like
Shh.
people, they have a tendency of doing that. It's so much stuff that I wanted to do with my life that I didn't do because I was listening to other people. And here I am now, I like listening to my father-in-law. He always say, he was like, you figure out what you like in your 20s.
Mm-hmm.
In your 30s, from 30 to 40, you work on mastering your craft.
Mm-hmm.
By 40, you just working and you going through the motions, and
Mm-hmm.
leveling up, getting those raises,
Yes.
getting those, going on those vacations, doing
Yeah.
those things, and then at that point you just, in the mud
Mm.
working until you
It looks
retire.
like I'm gonna have a 5 year old or 4 year old in my 40 at 40. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I can say the same,
Yeah.
but don't listen to people. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Do it how you want to do it. Take advice, but take
Mm-hmm.
advice from the right people.
Yes.
Take advice from people that are where you're trying to get.
Whew.
Associate yourself with the people that are where you're trying to get.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't sit in those circles and be around those people that are stuck,
Mm-hmm.
or those people that seem complacent or content where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just get out there and get to it.
Yeah.
Like, trust yourself too.
Trust yourself. Yeah.
That's the main thing that I would tell myself.
Yeah.
Come out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to
Mm-hmm.
your family and what they're telling you should do with your life,
Mm-hmm.
and trust yourself.
Trust yourself. Yeah. Now you sipping on that, so I'm gonna sip on this last little bit because today, and when we gonna end with this, today is so special to me. Um, Tomorrow actually makes a year since I started the podcast, and I said I was not gonna cry, but I might.
Let it out.
So the podcast is my baby. The time, the energy, the prayers, the preparation, the money that has been filtered into the podcast. Um, I can't even explain the feeling that I have today. You know, when me and my previous co-host walked into the studio, um, all I had was a vision of what I know God had told me. And I knew it was God because I actually wanted to start a podcast uh about thank you. I actually wanted to start a podcast since being on the campus of Morgan. I started Morgan in 2007. I want to say the idea came around 2011, 10, 11. And so I never let go. And I seen Tabitha Brown say, when it's, you know, when it's like from God, because it keeps it keeps gnawing at you in a sense.
Yeah.
Like it keeps gnawing at you. And so it kept gnawing at me. Like time would go by, I would get a different job, I would do something, but I was like, the podcast. And this was before podcasting was like big.
Yeah.
And so I'm appreciative. So to everybody who has first of all, I want to start off Digital Impact Studios is where I've been recording for the last year. Throughout that time, I've been very intentional with my guests. So every guest that have taken that time out to spread love, joy, and impact, I thank you guys. For every clothing line that I've worn, which have been untouchable. Today I have sucker free clothing. I had Red Couture. Um, I've done Mess in a Bottle. Um, I've been very intentional on what I've put on myself. I even have all inclusive t shirts that I've gotten made specifically for myself. I have the all inclusive hats. Um, Everybody who has taken the time out to impart, there have been women who have definitely told me, do not stop going, even when things look rocky.
Yep.
Even when I had to make hard decisions that I didn't want to make. It was like, this is your vision, keep going. Um, those women know who they are, and they don't need, you know, applause, but they know who they are. And I'm just grateful. It's a it's a level of gratefulness that my heart is just full. I feel like when people have children and they're like, my baby is turning one. My baby is turning one. Oh, one last person. Made by LDB. She did my posters, and she did my half birthday video that I had out there.
Yeah.
She did my bracelets and my necklaces that I have that represent the podcast. I mean, it's so many people that have been supporters. I didn't have time to look at the non-supporters. And sometimes your supporters is the people that you least expected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It be like that.
Yeah. So I'm grateful. And we're going to end the show like this. I wasn't supposed to be crying and shit like that because I'm a G sometimes. But
Let that out though. These are happy tears.
yeah, definitely happy tears. So happy Pride to everybody.
Yes.
If you're still struggling with coming out, we understand, but you have a safe space here. And with that being said, we're out.